That's right, everybody. We are back with another episode of Sports Edition Backstage. That's right. I'm Rob Eggers alongside my brother from another mother, as I always tell you, Mr. Roy Herman, brother. How we doing, man?
Hey, how you doing, man?
Welcome to episode 4, man. We got a lot to talk about today.
That's what I got on.
Oh, yeah. Let's go.
1999 Arnold Schwarzenegger classic. And
Nice.
Fits after all these years.
Yeah, man. So we have a lot to talk about. I actually experienced something, as we talked about on the previous episode. Pro Day for the IPP guys occurred this past last Wednesday, March 20th, at USF in Tampa. And let me tell you, it was an awesome experience. So much was going on there. And just to watch these guys develop and grow for 10 weeks, getting into an accelerated program, including the man, Reece Lightning, coming over from the rugby side from Wales into the United States to play NFL football. And if you watch the backstory, his father actually played NFL football. So that's what inspired him more to kind of come over here to the States and make the switch from rugby over to football. So it's been an honor and a pleasure overall to watch Lewis develop for these 10 weeks. And I was the guy, me right here, and shout out to Skill Show, because without them, this is not possible. So thank you, Tom. Thank you, Kathleen, and the whole Skill Show crew for bringing me aboard for the second year for the NFL IPP program. And I just want to give some special shout outs to, right off the bat, James Cook. You're a wonderful human being. I already said that to him. I had a personal conversation with him a couple of days ago, and the guys are inviting me back, Roy. I thought Monday was going to be the last time. But no, not only did they say it's not goodbye, but we'll see you later. See you Thursday and Friday. Not only did they do that, but man, let me grab something for you. This is what they gave me, guys. Let me go ahead and give a solo view on this real quick. This is what they gave me. NFL signed football from all the guys. You can't get anything better than this. We are only 4 people in the world that have this. So congratulations to the Skill Show team for a great job for what they did. And my green screen is flying away from me, so I apologize on that. Hey, anything can happen on a podcast. So anyways, with that said, thank you to the whole NFL IPP group, to James Cook, to all the players. Patrick Murtaugh, man, we gained a nice friendship. He follows me on IG. Make sure to follow him on IG and watch his development. This is second year back, and he has done a phenomenal job. So as you can see here, one more look at the autographs. Yes, I'm flexing a little bit. That's okay, but it's well earned, right, everybody? That's what we do this for. We do this for
Always
the love of passion.
By the way,
and this right here is my prized possession. So once again, I can't say thank you enough.
yes.
Love you guys, man. Can't wait to see you all tomorrow.
Absolutely.
So that's where I'm at, Roy. So we're
Absolutely.
We're doing good so far. I mean,
Never
I got a lot
sell
more.
that, by the way.
Yeah,
That surprise possession is worth
No.
a lot of money, but it's priceless. It's like
That is
having
a gift.
a World Series or Super Bowl ring, right? Championship ring. So
Absolutely.
that's an honor well deserved. So
and another thing too, the NFL UK is obviously bringing the documentary, the IPP pathway, to a close, and I think we just did the last episode, so there are some things to come. You might be seeing an individual interview by me, and they're going to be going through the whole line. You know how, like, when you win a game like the Stanley Cup, Roy, and then everyone goes through the line, shakes everybody's hand?
Yep.
Well, my buddy Tom, NFL UK, amazing guy, did phenomenal videography work, drone work, and everything to put this piece together. Shout out to him and Hugo and the rest of the staff that came in. It was just an amazing thing. And I do want to show something really quick. It's from the NFL UK. I had the honor to watch my guy Charlie from Ireland, mate. Been spending a full 8 weeks with him, mate. And it's rubbing off on me. So I got some stuff to show you here. Let me bring this up, because this is phenomenal. He kicked this field goal. Check this out. You think it's no good? No. right down the effing middle, baby. I was right next to
159.
him, and he walks right to me after that, right there. He's gonna walk right to me.
63 yards, huh?
Let's watch that one more time. Watch this curve. Oh, curve, curve, curve. Wind, wind, wind. That wind was gusting at about 30, 35 miles an hour. Wind gusts, man.
159.
Do you hear that wind?
159.
One more time. One more time. Third time's a charm. One more time. Oh. That's what I'm talking about.
159.
That's what I'm talking about. So that right there was a phenomenal thing to watch.
Well, first of
NFL
all,
UK with that footage, and Alexa with the footage from Skill Show. So great job, girl, on that
63
good shot. Yeah.
yards and to curve it in there. I mean, that's like a pitcher throwing a curveball or that's a skill to know the side of your foot to kick it and the
Mhm.
direction of the wind, like a golfer who has to hit tee, down the hill and curve it and all that. Man, that's just a lot of mad skills right there.
I'm going to tell you something about
He's
Charlie.
going somewhere, that kicker.
I'm going to tell you something about Charlie. And if you guys haven't watched the NFL IPP documentary yet, please watch it. And I'm not being biased. I'm being real. If I'm a guy that's going to watch a sports documentary like The Last Dance and stuff like that,
Mhm.
it's not like The Last Dance. It's similar to the feel of the documentary, but guys, you just got to watch it. I mean, each episode just gains value and gains minutes, and you want more. And the way that the NFL UK has put this together is absolutely extraordinary. I'm just so proud of the guys. I'm proud of how this all came together. Everyone is just well spoken. Everything you see on there, bringing it a little bit. Everything you see on there is real. It's not produced fake. Okay, I can tell you that right now because all the bullshit stuff that's out there right now, Roy. With they're trying, like the real world. All right, I think she's cheating on you. You might want to go in there and check, and then they just plant like panties and stuff in there,
Yeah.
or different like used condoms. I hate to say that, but this is our podcast. We can say what we want. Used condoms and stuff like that. We don't need that. Okay, we don't need that here. I
Right.
hate to kind of bring that together, but you know where I'm coming from.
Yeah,
damn it.
I know where you're
If you
coming
know who I am, I'm Rob
Yeah.
Eggers, and nice to meet you. This is who I am. But the point is with that said, I gotta watch it one more time. Gotta watch it one more time, Roy. I just have to.
Yes. And then I have a thought I want to add to
yeah.
that.
Even if I can get on there. There we go. All right.
59.
One more time. There's Charlie up for the kick. Oh, no good. No good. Damn. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. It's good.
159. 159.
It's good. I mean, go Charlie, man. I'm not going to tell you who he's meeting with. I know who he's meeting with right now. But this is the trust that I have. It's now publicized. But I hope he's doing good right now. I know he is, and he's killing it. And I can't wait to talk to him tomorrow. He lands back tomorrow night, and if I don't see him tomorrow, we'll see him Friday to see how everything went. And I'm praying for the guy. He's a Irish Catholic, so he definitely knows that the Lord is with him on this, and I'm just so proud of him. He always says, "Rob, you're so positive, mate. You're so fucking positive." And I was like, I try, and honestly, I'm Roy. You know this, man. I'm more positive this year, and it's a lot to do because of you. It's a lot to do because of my friends and family, the real peeps. It's all because of these guys here at the IPP and the coaches and everything. And just I have a text message, and I know Dunny's not going to care about this, but Coach Paul Dunn, Falcons coach, Texans coach, Jets, Browns. He's been around the league and he's very experienced, and he's the man that taught Jordan Mailata the game of football. Okay, this man sends me a text message, and this will lead in the segue of who's going to be on next week. I get a text message after IPP, and it says, "Rob, great day at USF today. Can't tell you how much we appreciate what you, Dan, Kelly, Alexa, and Alex," that's from Skill Show, my Skill Show team. Shout out to you guys. Love you guys. "Do for the IPP program. The work you guys do is incredible. More importantly, you wear your heart on your sleeves, and it rubs off onto our players and coaches. Enjoy some downtime. See you when we all return. Dunny." Love you, Coach. Thank you very much. And with that said, Coach Dunn comes up to me and says, "Rob, I want to get on that potty with you." I say, "Coach, you are welcome on any time." A 2-hour special coming up, guys, with Coach Paul Dunn, an exclusive coming on to just conversate with us. We're not looking to dig. We don't need anything from him, but I want to hear some damn stories because Coach Dunn has some amazing stories, which will inspire you guys out there that want to play football, will inspire you guys that want to possibly be a coach. This man will make you get out of your bed and make you go get your dreams. So we are very excited to have Coach Dunn on the Sports Edition Backstage here on the House Jack City podcast, baby.
I want to add one thing on the kicker there. Growing up in Chicago and listening to Steve Stone, he would always say, for the kids watching at home, this is a tip here, or this is how this happened. Or even in the early 90s, there was a controversial hitting coach, whether you agreed or disagreed, Walt Rainiac. He put together an instructional tape and he went step by step by step. And my dad always used to say that, putting together things of how they're done. It would be interesting to see him put together how do you kick and make that ball curve like that and just do an instructional, like kids, but for all people, walks of life, just to see how do you do that, because that's amazing. And I would definitely buy the video or watch it or whatever to see that, because there's kids out there and people out there that would want to see how do you do that. And you can try it and go out there and mess around for an hour on your own. But for him to do a step by step video, I think that would be a bestseller. I really do.
Absolutely, Roy. And guess what? The glasses came off. You know what that means, right?
It's time to get.
We're out of the PG era, baby. We got a lot coming up, baby.
You got it.
Show, there's a lot coming up. Roy, you have a lot of Ohtani news. I mean, that's unfortunate, and I can't wait for this piece. Roy's going to talk about the Ohtani situation.
I've
a lot
got
of shit going on there.
First,
We got the NFL agency, some stir up there. We got some possible trades that I'm not liking. Caleb Williams talk. He had his pro day at USF, USF. Wow, USC, and guys, make sure to follow us. We're trying to start this podcast to become something special. I think that Pat McAfee, myself, and Roy would be able to kind of do a little show together, maybe be invited on to do some things and do some stuff. But that's the level we want to go. We want to bring you guys with us, okay? We have a lot to talk about. We have a little bit more of extended time. To end the show today, guys, please stick around because I have exclusive behind-the-scenes pictures and a send-off from the IPP guys at the end of Pro Day. So make sure you stick around at the end credits for that because I have an awesome montage for y'all to see. So with that said, Roy, real quick, we're going to be talking about wrestling here as well at the end. The WWE was in Chicago, and just to tease a little bit, we're going to be talking about the PG era dying 110 million% in Chicago. So we got a lot to talk about there. The Rock and Cody Rhodes literally changed the face of what we are going into. And you know what? Let's give credit to CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and Drew McIntyre because they had a phenomenal promo session as well. So that's going to be ending the show. But right now, Roy, we are going to talk about the Ohtani situation. So take it away, brother.
Yeah, so this dropped right before opening day when Major League Baseball went to Seoul, Korea for the first time. And they opened up with 2 games out there and then came back to finish spring training. And then our opening day for everybody else is going to be at the end of this week. But right before the game, it was reported that Shohei Ohtani, out of his bank accounts, money was being paid off for gambling debts. Okay. And so what had happened was it was Shohei Ohtani's interpreter, who is his best friend. I guess they've been best friends for numerous years, kind of like you and I, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so when Shohei came to the States and signed his contract with the Angels, he brought his best friend with him to have him employed by the Angels. So he was getting paid as well, which was a sweet gig. And his job was just to interpret in all the interviews, press conference. So what was happening was, and allegedly, his interpreter was making sports gambling wagers, which is not illegal now in certain states, but certain states it still is, right? So there's those boundaries there. But what was going on was the money, okay, he lost $4 million and took it out of Shohei Ohtani's bank account, and paid it. All right. But he said that Shohei was kind enough to pay the debt for him because he got himself in a little bit of trouble. Shohei now came on and clarified and said he did not pay the debt for his friend. In fact, he did not know his friend was gambling, and he did not know that money was quote unquote missing, which how in the world do you not know $4 million is missing out of your bank account?
Yeah, that's bullshit. How do you not know? Like, if I see 50 cents missing in my account, I'm calling the bank.
Right. So that's the thing, right? So now he said this is news to him. And so the Dodgers fired his interpreter, his best friend. And now there's an investigation, a federal investigation, which will be parallel to Major League Baseball's investigation, because you can't count on Major League Baseball to do a unbiased, fair investigation with its biggest star, right? They want this to go away as soon as they possibly, as humanly possible, because this is their golden goose.
Mhm.
And if this turns into a, should I even dare say it, a Pete Rose situation? So Shohei, they're saying there was no gambling on baseball. First of all, they want to make that clear. And then he said he had no idea that this happened. He said he has never gambled on baseball or any sport for that matter, and did not know the money was gone and did not pay his friend's debt. So now they have to really dig in and find out if this is all true or not. Because again, if he paid his friend's debt and he knew what was going on, there's that saying, you are who you associate with. If they really dig deep here and if they find out he's lying about this, there's got to be some repercussions there. Because if it truly did happen, he should have just said, listen, my friend had a problem. He's my best friend. I was trying to help him out here. Yes, I did pay his debts for him because I felt sorry for him. But he's taken the hardline stance. He did not know about this. Did not know it. Did not know money was missing. His friend stole it. It was all him. So is this a cover-up?
It sounds like a cover-up. I mean, it's easy to cover anything up. If you're telling me right now you don't know that $4 million is missing, then this man doesn't even know how much money he has. Okay? He's coming over to America. Do you think he knows the difference between our currency and his? I mean, I don't know. I mean, these are some.
Makes him look pretty
I think
foolish,
there's some valuable questions to ask, right? Like, you have to trust everyone. This guy, how long he had a relationship with this guy for?
At least 14 years.
14 years. This guy knows his poop schedule. Okay, they fart in front of each other. These guys are friends, man. You're supposed to. This guy tells him everything. All right, you are his interpreter. You are trusting that you're telling the correct
he's not
language.
His business advisor. He's not his agent.
Right.
He's
So it'd be like this, Roy. It'd be like you interpreting me. Hey, Roy, tell them this. Tell them I love the fans and I can't wait to play here next year. Here's the interpreter. He doesn't want to play here next year. He wants to go somewhere else to make a lot of money. Boo! Why are they booing me? I don't like this place. No, you know what I'm saying. This is I'm being facetious as hell right now.
Right.
But the point is you put trust into this man to basically, hey, here's my life.
Friend.
Here's my life. Here's everything that could possibly ruin me. I'm giving it to you.
Right.
If you drop the ball on anything, my life is over, and I might have to go back to my country. So now what's happening? Is Ohtani possibly not going to play this year? I mean, is there any rumor talks that he might get suspended for any of this?
No.
Are they covering this up because the MLB is going to lose a lot of money? Is this a money grab?
There's no talk of any suspensions right now, other than there's an investigation. So he has his interpreter that is present now that the Dodgers have supplied. First, he's going to go through the federal process with the feds. And then baseball will do their due diligence, and then they'll come to some conclusion. But it doesn't look like it's going to go away anytime soon. It's going to definitely be a distraction for the Dodgers for this whole season. And like I said, if they find any inconsistencies in these stories, and if this is a cover up or should be anything else but, how do you not, look at Pete Rose, the all time hit leader. Excuse me, 4,000 hits. That record will never be touched. Who said he had a handshake deal with then Commissioner Bart Giamatti that the suspension would only be temporary and he would be able to come back. And then Bart Giamatti dies 3 days later of a heart attack. Nothing was signed, nothing was in writing, and baseball's banned Pete Rose for life. You go back to Shoeless Joe Jackson.
How many times have they been fighting for that though? For Pete Rose to like,
forever
unbanned? Are they trying to unban him? Didn't they have talks about this too?
He keeps going to each commissioner that has been in office. Rob Manfred recently now.
This has to be the nail in the coffin.
No one wants to take it on, and he's now like 79, 80 years old.
Pete Rose is doing this, right?
Time.
Pete Rose is minding his own business. Ohtani, his interpreter, stole $4 million for betting. Unban me now. Unban me now. Put me in the effing Hall of Fame right now. He did his
time for the crime, and that's it. I mean, sports gambling is legal now. I mean, we even go back to Shoeless Joe Jackson, who was illiterate. He didn't read or write, and he signed something with an X. So if he can't read, how did he know what he was signing? All he had to do was listen to what the players were saying to throw the World Series in 1919. His statistics showed that he played well in that series. He didn't necessarily throw it, but they put him on the ban list. So today, if that was today, and any lawyer worth his or her salt would have said that he was on the spectrum, and they would have got him off and he would be in the Hall of Fame. And it's too bad they can't retry that case. I don't know if it's statute of limitations or what, but Shoeless Joe and Pete Rose both belong in the Hall of Fame. And now Ohtani, if they do a cover up here, and this is getting into Michael Jordan territory of his alleged gambling back in 93, where he went away for a couple of years and came back. Keep your eyes peeled on the story, because more and more, once the feds dig in here and they start asking these hard questions, Rob, how do you not know $4 million was missing? Do you have an app? How do you check your bank account? How often do you check your bank account? Do you have an accountant, who your agent? And they're going to dig, and they're going to dig, and they're going to dig. And if any inconsistencies start popping up here, stay tuned. This is a developing story.
Absolutely. And great work on that, Roy.
The biggest star in the game.
Absolutely. Let's promote what you got coming up. You got some articles coming up, speaking of articles.
Well, thank you. Yes, the Yawkey Way Report, which is a program based out of Boston. It's associated with Beantown Collectibles. It's a subsidiary. And it's a program sold right outside Fenway on the streets. The streets there are public, property. Anyone can go out there. And Sly Egidio, who is the owner, sells his programs for $3. So if you go inside the stadium, you buy a program. They used to be like $5. Now they might even be $7 or more. But what Sly does is he sells his program for $3. It's a small business, all by independent writers like myself who contribute to it. And he also gives out a piece of memorabilia, whether it's a pin, a bumper sticker, sometimes patches. He gives out some really high-end good stuff. So all for $3. And thousands of people that come through those gates, millions, over the year, are going to get that program. So I'm going to be in the first edition, 2 stories. The first story is who's going to be the Red Sox ace this year. And then I wrote 8 bios of players on the team, just some interesting facts about them and their history and their stories. Everybody knows Rafael Devers and the big stars, but I tried to highlight some of the new free agents and some of the new additions that came in via trades, and lesser known players that are going to play roles on the team, so the fans could get a little bit more in depth and read about them, especially the kids, because I grew up on those programs reading that stuff, and I took that stuff in like big time. So, absolutely. And then kids, those programs are cool because they can get them autographed and signed or whatnot, but it's an honor to be professionally published and be in there. So I want to
proud of you, man.
A shout out to Sly Egidio.
Yeah,
and
man.
Also
everyone's watching out there. Give this guy
Robert Sanzone. He's my editor, and he's in charge of the print media side, and he's been mentoring me and coaching me and helping me. So working with him, he's teaching me the ins and the outs and the legalities. You got to cite your sources, and you know how that goes with this, right?
Correct.
It's just
Yeah.
on the print side. So
Right.
I'm very excited, and that's what's going to drop soon. And when I get it a copy, I'll bring it on, show everybody. But if you're in the Fenway area and you're in Boston, definitely pick up a program when you go to a Red Sox game outside called the Yawkey Way. And you could read my stories and all the other great writers that
And
are
don't forget to tell them that we sent you.
buy local, shop local. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
tell them we sent you.
We sent you.
We sent
And you know what? I forgot to talk about a theme. And I think in the last show I didn't really explain the theme much, but as you can see up here, the sky,
Yes.
we're in the clouds right now. We're floating
I bet
right
you
here
are.
behind me on the green screen. On the green screen, we're rising up in the universe. Like
Beat me, bro.
everything's happening, right? This is the positive Cloud9 show, guys. This is the theme for today. We're being very positive. We have a lot of stuff going on. We are blessed from the heavens to be doing this show today with you. The Lord made us both wake up today because He said He's got a
Amen,
job to
brother.
do. So, amen to that. Amen. And you know, I want to pray for everyone out there right now that's going through any hard times. You will get through it. We're doing it, and that mental health show is coming soon. It's coming soon, very soon. We're going to plan
Amen,
this
brother.
really well because we want to
Oh,
make sure we get in the heads of everybody. It could get emotional. It could get. Well, we might have to walk off the set. That's how emotional we're
yes.
going to get. We're not planning it, but this is how deep
Yes.
we want to get with
Preach
you.
it.
And me and Roy have been willing to have you guys go inside backstage in our brains. Yeah, I said
Yes.
it. Go backstage in our brains to
Yes.
talk about our mental health and PTSD and how important it is for people to understand that it is a real thing. So, a couple episodes from now, we're going to talk more about that.
Can I give
Okay.
a quick public service announcement? Just
You
free.
sure can. Yeah, hold on.
Free.
Let me go ahead and solo you up, buddy. One sec.
All right,
Go
I
for it.
just got to get this out there. If you're
Go for it,
struggling
buddy.
with a crisis right now at this moment, you don't know where to turn to, and you feel like taking your life, or you don't know what to do, call 811. It's a free number that you can call. Rob, I know you have some numbers too that you could share.
No,
Pick
that's
up the
the
phone
perfect
and
one.
call somebody
Mhm.
immediately. There's help out there, and NAMI, NAMI. Go online and check out. There's NAMI meetings everywhere, and they're free. Drop into a meeting at any time, and it's a safe environment. You just give your first name. You don't even have to share a name, I don't think, if you don't want to, but you can go in with like-minded people and just get your stuff out there and share it and talk about it and walk out of that room and feel better and get tips and advice on how to cope and feel better. One of the things I learned in the meeting is humor. So I use a lot of humor, and that's my way of feeling better, because if you ruminate on a situation long enough, it will really do damage to you mentally and physically. So I use humor to break it up a little bit. That's my public service announcement. Rob, you have any numbers or websites you want to share for people if they're right now struggling with their life, don't know what to do?
Oh yeah, I mean, there's plenty of places around. I mean, you don't have to go check yourself into an institution, man.
No, just a
If you don't
free
have to,
number,
you know,
a
just get a
website.
free number. Let them talk to you. I think 811.
811
You said
NAMI
311 down here is another
311.
one.
Please
You
share
know,
it.
you
Get
can
it out.
you can. It's a obviously it's a crisis number. I mean, you just tell
Yes.
them what you need, what's going on with you. And I'm going to tell you right now, I've been on those phone calls, and I don't mind
Yes.
saying that. So here's just a little preview of what we're going to be talking about, because we want
Yes.
to give a little snippets, because we're going to dedicate a whole show with a different background and everything just for
Yes.
mental health. We'll make it a nice, comfortable environment for everyone to come in. I'll even play some nice ambient music in the background, just so you know we can just have some good, positive feelings and just get that emotion out. Have some good breathing exercises that my father taught me. It's in the nose, out the mouth. That's what they tell you to do, anyways, when you have anxiety attacks. We're going to tell you what we go through, and we're going to just go from our experiences. Remember, we are not licensed people. We are not licensed, but we are going to talk to you about our experiences. So I'll make that perfectly clear. I will say that till the freaking world blows up. But I hope it doesn't blow up. But my point is, we will be
There
talking
goes that
mental
humor again.
health. That's what we need, right? I've already talked about used condoms. Anyways, but we will be
Just don't poke.
being serious and talking about mental health. And I'm going to take the hat off and put the glasses on, put the tuxedo on. No, I'm not doing tuxedo, but we're definitely going to talk about it. So give us a few episodes, because we want to make sure it's a blast, because we have a lot of guests coming up,
Oh,
including once again, let me just say it. Coach Paul Dunn will be on. I love that man. He's a great mentor to me, and I just love watching him coach. I learned a lot from him, so I can't wait for his stories once again. James Cook, the head of the IPP, he's just been so nice. He's part of the.
How does she talk? How does she talk, Rob?
Part of the reason.
You were doing a good accent.
You're talking about Charlie from Ireland. Charlie from
Okay.
Ireland. You're so freaking positive, Rob. I saw you, mate. Yeah, I mean, fucking hell.
Fucking, right?
Fucking hell, fucking. And by the way, movie reference. If you haven't seen Roadhouse yet with Jake Gyllenhaal and Conor McGregor, you need to watch it.
Is that a remake of the original Patrick
Well,
Swayze?
I would say it's a remake. Yeah,
88.
yeah. It's Dalton's in there. So, but once again, this is the football. It's my prized possession.
Yes,
one of four in the world, baby.
Yes, don't fumble it.
I'm not fumbling. 1 of 5. Excuse me. I just effed up. 1 of 5. Excuse me. 1 of 5. 4 were given out. 1 a person couldn't be there, so we're gonna make sure that person gets his ball. He definitely deserves it. Shout out to you, Dan.
All right,
love you, buddy. Hope you're all is well with you, bud. Okay. So with that said, let's get right into into the IPP here real quick.
Yes.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the experience I had over there. And I'm gonna do reverse roles here. Roy, go ahead and you can go ahead and start asking me questions. I'm gonna turn this way.
Okay.
And I'm gonna have you go ahead and ask me any questions. I'll pull up anything that I can pull up here legally without getting in trouble. But anything I'm gonna pull up is from the NFL UK. James Cook, I was, "Are you sure I can use that?" He says, "Yeah, no problem." So I'm just gonna show a couple shorts while we're talking, but go ahead.
My role is for the fans at home watching, fans and friends of mine, guys like John and Matthew. I'll throw a few names out, Jim and Tracy and other folks, watching it from their eyes. And I'm going to be the voice, as CM Punk once said, of the voiceless. But first of all, I'm going to start with the basics. What does IPP stand for, and what is their mission and vision? And we'll kick it off there.
The NFL IPP is the International Players Pathway. And their goal is to take people from all over the world outside the United States to bring them in and train them to be a football player within an accelerated program of 10 weeks. James Cook and Will, sorry, Will, I don't remember your last name, but Will they're kind of the head of the IPP. But James basically took over this year from what I see. I don't know the true title, but James is in charge of a lot of things, if not the head guy, to be honest with you. So he's done a phenomenal job the past 2 seasons with me working with him. If there's another YouTube video out there, it's called Undiscovered. And I'm going to put it up right now. And it is on YouTube for everyone to watch for free. Undiscovered NFL. And these are some of the guys I've worked with already. Okay.
All right.
Roy was right here in the middle, Undiscovered here. Roy, I got what else is in there? Hey Guys in there, which he's hung out with me. I'll have some more pictures too, because last year I have Chew as well, which has won the Super Bowl with the Chiefs. He just came into town. So this is basically pre-IPP stuff. So let me show you a little bit. Gives you a really good understanding.
The bottom line is the NFL deserves the world's best athletes.
This is James.
And the game of American football can suit their skill set.
International athletes deserve a shot and deserve an opportunity. They see your face, they might put you on a depth chart.
But they're all running this race together. They don't have to do it by themselves.
I worked with Hector.
Everybody,
Hector's one of them.
I'm ready to go. My body's feeling
Hector's
right.
from Mexico, really nice guy.
Put in the work that's necessary.
So that's just a little bit of what's going on. So make sure you check that out. That's on the NFL YouTube Undiscovered. Just type in Undiscovered NFL on your YouTube. Also for you guys as well, what I was talking about, just type in NFL UK. That's simple. Okay. Boom. Right there. You see what comes up first? Right when you hit it? There it is. Episode 1. And this right here is a 4-minute intro. I'm not going to play it, but it does revolve around Lewis switching over from rugby coming to the NFL. Lewis also has something on Netflix, and I'm an asshole for not remembering the name of it, but it's like a one-word thing. But you can find it. Look him up, Lewis Rees Lightning. he does remind me of a Deshaun Jackson. That's his favorite player. Like his steps, the way he changes direction quickly. He's trying to emulate his movement, and I can tell you firsthand he is doing it. So as you see a little preview here, what's going on. They're getting fitted by my boy Cam right there, the blonde guy. A lot of bullshit talk we do, me and him. So I love that guy. Shout out to you, Cam. He fitted all them, him and my guy Murda, at the previous establishment I worked for, and just an awesome group of people, as you can see. So you're just seeing right now exactly the first episode of many, and it only gets better and better and better. So please
I'm
check
glad
out
to
the
see
NFL
all
UK.
this because you have to really leave no stone unturned. And like with baseball or even basketball, going into Europe, Dominican Republic, and all these countries to find new talent, and especially rugby. Rugby is a sport that definitely it could be interchangeable, where you can pluck some people out and put them into the NFL, because the toughness in rugby is unbelievable. I've watched rugby, and wow, they don't even wear like a whole lot of padding or the helmets like they do in the NFL. These guys, the beatings and the things that they take, I would love to hear some of their stories, and the gentleman that you're talking about. But it's a great program. I'm glad to see that it's taking place here. How long has this program been around for?
Ooh, to my knowledge, it's been around since 2015, 16.
Wow, okay.
But I know for a
It's
fact
still fairly new.
it's fairly new. It's came more on the map when Jordan Mailata came from Australia in 2018. And guess who trained him? Coach Paul Dunn, baby. He's never played football, never known the rules. If you guys know the backstory of Jordan, I'm not going to get too involved in it, but just to give you an idea, a lot of these players that I talked to this year, they've never touched a football before, guys. I mean, if you guys see how big a rugby ball is, right? It's almost twice the size of an NFL football. Okay, so you see how the rugby players hold the ball, right? Here's a prime example. Sometimes you see a rugby player hold the ball like this and run, right? Because they have to, from what I'm learning from Lewis, they have to make sure they're ready to flip it right away. It's easier for them to flip because you're either going to fumble or not. I'm still learning the game of rugby, by the way, and Lewis has been teaching me. So thank you, Lewis, for that.
We have a professional team out here called the Chicago Hounds that play at SeatGeek Stadium. So anybody in the Chicagoland area, if you want to go out and just experience it firsthand, it's a professional league, Chicago Hounds. So as you're talking about this, it relates if people want to, I guess, first of all, to understand what he's going through or what some of the IPP is going through, people need to, educate themselves on rugby.
Absolutely. And, a lot of people were saying to come from rugby over to football. Lewis was in a CNN interview, and they asked him, so are you ready to get hit? And he's like, I played rugby with no pads on. Yeah, I'm ready to get hit. So, I mean, yeah, the difference in impact, I think, is going to be a lot different for Lewis, but I think he'll adjust just fine. He's going to be a triple threat. He can play tailback, and all 32 teams are wanting to see a Brian Westbrook type of player, right? A utility player. And I miss you, Brian Westbrook. That backfield hasn't been the same, but I think Saquon Barkley and Swift. Well, Swift did a great job, but Saquon Barkley, I think, is going to do an awesome job too. So, with that said, with bringing Lewis in, Reese Lightning, and he's met with a bunch of teams that right now, let me show you. Bring this stuff up. Come on, mouse. There you are. So he met with some teams already, and this is publicized. So
Look at this.
this is, and I'm there. You'll see me in some of these clips. You'll see me in the background.
Isn't it great?
Chris,
I know.
You'll see me in the background. This footage by NFL UK.
He's got hands like pillows.
He's very fast. Watch his movement.
out of this world.
Okay. I don't know if you saw any of his movement. We'll watch it again if we can here.
Look
Watch
at
his
this.
movement when he comes out of the ball here. And
Oh my God,
Isn't it great?
boom.
Chris!
I know. It's my dream.
I was actually throwing him some of those balls
I
too.
have goosebumps everywhere.
So there's one team that's not on here right now, and that's your arch nemesis, Green Bay Packers. So he's going to be meeting with them as well. So
This
that's
is
that's already
phenomenal.
already publicized.
You are
So-
part of this every day, and I think I'm not going to put words in your mouth. I'm not gonna put words in your mouth and say you take it for granted, but you're around this every day. And to the average fan like myself or other people out there, this is a whole new thing. Like, okay, Netflix, YouTube, you want to go down rabbit holes and stuff, but this is stuff that people could really now get into and watch. And you just open up a lot of windows and doors for people to new content that's like people might not know about it. And you are behind the scenes, you are living it daily and with these folks.
It's surreal, man. And I'll be real honest, real quick.
Woo!
And
Wow.
be a little sentimental for all you guys and gals out there watching. This is a lifetime dream of mine. I mean, Roy knows this. He's been with me in this dream since I was 14 years old. We started, for those just tuning in and learning who we are, we started Football Weekly was the first show. We started just going straight football. We had the Bolingbrook Raiders on our show. Antonio Harris, which played for the Bears and the San Diego Chargers.
2005, he was on that Bears team. I remember.
Right, and also, by the way, little name drop there. How you doing, Antonio? He's going to be a guest in our show. He's doing some phenomenal stuff for his.
Would you say he's the greatest running back of all time that came out of Bolingbrook?
Absolutely, hands down. I mean, anyone that goes through Bolingbrook is talented, anyways, for the Raiders. But
I'm willing to put money down. My money would say Antonio Harris.
Harris was a downhill power runner, man.
Every day, but Antonio Harris, dude.
Good calls, man. And don't forget who else we had out. Michigan's own as well, Wolverine. We had Todd Howard. Howard was one of the greatest cornerbacks, I think, of the Raiders in Raiders history. And then you had Anthony Herron. He played
for a star here. He's everywhere.
Played for the Hawkeyes.
WSCR 670 here in Chicago.
Yep.
You know, he's kind of taken the place of the late Doug Buffone, who always growing up, Doug Buffone, Ed O'Bradovich, they would do their post-game show and give it. But Anthony Herron has really stepped up as a guy.
Yeah, man. Shout out to him. He's doing phenomenal stuff. I'm proud of him. God bless that guy because he's doing
a football analysis analyst. He's like a modern day Steve Stone of the NFL. Really.
Yeah, man. I mean, look at us. We got a lot of Bolingbrook products, right? We're one of them. I mean, I grew up in Chicago, moved to Bolingbrook when I was 10 years old. And, I went to public schools in Chicago and then came out to the suburbs and met you. You're probably one of the first people I've met. We lived on this pretty much right down the street from each other. You have to leave my street and you see Roy's and my boy Dre's house right there, right next to each other. So two of my best friends growing up are right next to each other and live next to each other. So how cool is that, right?
You talk about rugby, right? Getting hit with no pads and stuff. Now let's share our story. We met through playing football in the backfield behind
Cancer Field, baby.
So there was no houses or anything built back there because they had the power line towers.
Right. That's why I call it Cancer. Yeah.
Cancer Field.
Cancer Field.
And we would play
every time we play there.
Rob, we played full like tackle football.
Cancer. Yeah.
Full on full tackle. No pads. Full on.
Should have gotten one of these back then.
The little kids we did two-hand touch with, right?
Yeah.
So we weren't merciless altogether. But we played hard, man. We played. And did anybody break arm?
No.
Tear an ACL? How did we do it? Well, we did it.
I've hurt we got bumps and bruises here and there, but that's football. But I think the way we did it, I think we were just smart. Yeah, man. We should have been hurt. Concussions.
We didn't get those.
No.
I'm just saying. I think everything's too. We're not PG anymore, are we?
I took the glasses off. Say it, pussies. Yeah, there's a lot of pussies out there right now. I'll say it for you.
I want to say it made us that was a life lesson that I think helped us. The playing football back there, tackling, learning how to, there was fights, there's just some swearing going on, but we settled it.
I was part of
it. We settled it and we walked away. Nobody shot anybody. Nobody stabbed anybody. If there was
no one was able to go on social media and post anything either because there's no such thing as social media.
But when we were done, we shook hands and we walked away.
And then we'd be invited over to their house for dinner because their mom and dad would invite us over for dinner. That is the old school way of doing it.
No parents had to get involved.
That's dead, by the way.
We settled our own problems, didn't we?
Right. We did. We certainly did.
That's how you got it. That's how we got it done, man.
And that's why, I want to continue with this, this being sentimental because, Roy, without you, this is not possible. Shout out to Anthony Stalter. It's working at, once again, ESPN down in St. Louis.
Yes, sir. God, I got so many good stories for
he
him.
was part of this. I mean,
I used
look
to
at
call
us,
him Doug
man. I mean,
Funny on Nickelodeon. There was that show Doug, and I
yeah,
used to say Anthony looked like him when in his youthful days. I was like,
I'm sure
Doug
he doesn't
Funny.
like that. That's probably why he left. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I
Doug
kid.
Funny.
Doug funny, but he didn't think that was funny. But it's like you're saying, "Hey, you look like was it the other one? Scooter, the blue character that was on there. What
Oh
was his
yeah,
name?
yeah,
Scooter. Yeah.
yeah.
But anywho, God, you bring back some freaking
Good
cartoons I used
memories,
to
man.
watch. But no, overall, man, we started in the basement, chalkboard, football weekly. We got into the Bowling League boardroom. Mayor Claire at the time caught wind of us doing a live sports show. No one else in Bowling League was doing it. We were going live. The first show was a bomb, horrible, but you learn from it, right? You learn from it. Even the direction of it was bad. I mean, it was just bad. It was a nightmare.
We're
But you
kids.
learn, you learn from your mistake. I was 14 years old, guys. I'm going to be 42 years old this year. 14 years old. It's almost 30 years I've been doing this, man.
Shut up.
Almost 30 years, bro. And that's
Yeah.
crazy because
I'm
I don't even
ageless
look like it. You don't even look like it. We don't look like our age, so that's
because I
good.
don't act
But
my age. That's the thing. I'm not going to act my age. I don't want to be my. I'm going to
I don't want
collect.
to grow up. We're a Toys R Us. No,
Hey,
man.
I'm going to collect sports cards. I'm still pitching in the basement, taking ground balls, working out, playing basketball. Yeah, I'm still acting like a kid. I'm going to. I mean, yeah, I
Right.
got an adult and I'll do all that and be mature and all that on a certain scale. But dude, you get old because you let yourself get old with your mindset, your thinking,
Mm-hmm.
you know, doing things the world's way that they say you have to do. Be an adult.
Right.
Yeah.
I got some behind the scenes stuff here. I forgot I can go on my Instagram, so I'm going to be showing the YouTube actually live at the end of the show, which helps me out on the editing part. So I just gave myself a pat on the back and just like, oh damn, ding ding ding. But here's some cool stuff here. Oh wait a
Really?
minute. Actually, wait a minute. My bad. Let me go ahead and stop the screen
I
here.
have more questions for you too.
Yeah, go for it. Ask me.
So that dome that you guys were playing in, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know
Mm-hmm.
we talked about it a little bit offline. You were mentioning to me about people and teams having this, but
Mm-hmm.
especially in the Florida area with the elements there in the heat. But talk a little bit more about the design of that dome. You said more people use it and why they use it and the crowd noise, and just paint a little picture about that. Maybe roll up a picture of that on there, and then yeah, we could show your sexy photos of yourself.
Yeah, it's just off my
What all them
Instagram.
guys.
So to answer the question, I mean, this is my second year going there. It's a beautiful facility. It's brand new. It's soundproof like a mother. Like you walk in there, you say, "Hey," it's just right back in your face. Like it's just you're like, wow, am I enclosed in a bubble? You really are. I mean, it's such dynamic stuff. The turf is what you really play on in the NFL and in college. I mean, it's really thin turf and it has those blue beads in there that come up. So you still get that shit in your shoes. I had a bunch of beads and little artificial grass particles in there, but it's just a phenomenal thing, what they do in there. So, like when you go on road games, right? And let's say you're going to Michigan, don't you think Ann Arbor is going to be one of the loudest stadiums that you're ever going to play in
100,000 people.
college football? Right. So you need to mimic that crowd noise when doing crowd play. So they have all the speakers in there and they bust that shit all the way up, man. So that's what they do, and they actually do it in the NFL too. But it's just the way the technology is. That's why they have that soundproof like that, so you
Okay.
can actually feel the real decibels of a stadium on the road. So
But is
that's
that
part of the
affect hearing
technology.
over time? Are guys like actually becoming hard of hearing because of
Oh,
this?
you know what? That's a great question. We'll have to ask Coach Dunn when he comes on because he's been to all the
Certain
stadiums and
decibels, they say once you get past a certain decibel, it can cause permanent hearing damage. So we'll talk to these guys maybe in like the next 10 years.
oh, that's the true story. Just for me being a DJ, DJing back at Blur
What?
nightclub in the Chicagoland area, they had a monitor blow up in my ear, and I tell you what, I'm still having issues with my left ear. So these headphones are almost halfway full when I turn the volume up because I'm deaf to begin with. But overall, man, like with that said, it's just a beautiful facility. It's soundproof. Just learned a lot more about that facility, and it's just easier for play calling for this. It's hot, hot, hot. It just makes everyone hear the calls. So
Are they doing
they
silent
really did the
counts?
tech.
because it's
Um,
loud enough, or they can still hear and yell over the noise?
not too sure. I would assume that if you're going to be teaching the kids the professional
Mhm.
level of things, that some coaches are going to implement that. But that's a great question. I do not know that answer to that one.
I would like to hear, more about that in the future when we do have the guests on about the silent. I've heard about
Mhm.
those in the past, the silent snap counts. And I guess it's probably a lot of like I blink once or twice, and then you
Right.
pat the center on the ass twice, and that means hike. Some of
So
those, I want to hear some of those stories.
some things I can tell you. So
Mhm.
I'm sure a lot of you guys and even you, Roy, know that some organizations or college organizations will actually, um, excuse me one second, will actually put up cards, reading
Okay.
cards,
Okay.
and they'll have different symbols on there: blue,
Ah.
red, green. Omaha, which Omaha is one of the calls for receivers.
Mhm.
There's a lot of different types of play calling that I'm still learning, man.
Dude, I love it.
Like if you listen to Gruden, Coach Gruden was like,
Yeah.
all right, it's gonna be scat left, 50 laser 7 on 4 or something. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
what the fuck did you just say? Like,
But they
you know
understand
what
it.
I
It's
said, scat
code
7
word.
like,
It's Morse code of football.
right. So there's a lot of signal calling, silent calls. I think the silent call can also go with the signs.
Mhm.
That's used a lot on the roads just to help out on getting the play in faster. I
Do you
know
guys
that
have the thing in the helmet where the coach could talk to the quarterback in the helmet where he hears the plays, or is that not there at that level yet?
college wise, I'm not sure. I know in the high school level where I used to work,
Mhm.
no, you're not
Okay.
allowed to do that. But you are allowed to have tablets on the sideline. You are allowed to get live in streamed in footage, which I did.
Mhm.
I was in charge. When I won a national championship and the state championship, I was the one that was in charge with Darian that was on the show to send that footage and feed to those tablets after each play.
And
So
then,
we go ahead.
no, I was going to say you and Darian also were doing the sign stealing. I'm just kidding.
No, no, but actually, they were the ones that did it. They did the signs on the sideline for nationals. So
Okay.
that's
So no
that's
Jim
what.
Harbaugh or Bill Belichick stuff that you could speak
No, no, not at all. Absolutely not.
of. It's your story. You're sticking to it. I love it.
So with that said, I'm gonna be on my Instagram here. Let's get a full screen of this Instagram here.
Yeah, man. Show these photos, dude.
If you guys want to follow me, you can follow me on Instagram at HJC Media Group. We're just starting to build this a little bit more. As you can see, I got the ball on there. Let's take a look at this. I want to thank you, James Cook, Coach Paul Dunn, aka Dunny Ben Koyak. You don't know what Ben Koyak is, you should. Notre Dame product and Jacksonville Jaguar 7th round pick back in 2015. Dom from London, first time over in the UK. He was also coaching the defensive guys. Leroy Reynolds, baby. He's the man, played for the Falcons and the Eagles. Abrams was in town, his buddy Abrams. George, and of course, all the players. We are family for life. And there's the hat with the football. I just got it, and I'm leaving to come back here, and it was pretty damn cool, man. I'm still in cloud nine about it. They have some back behind the scenes footages of me. There's Lewis right there, as you can see. So yeah, it's just and this is part of the montage. I don't want to ruin it all, but it's part of the montage. I'm going to show you guys, and here's me in action here. Here's a little shot, me taking a shot of with Lewis and Praise. There you go. And then my job there was to send it after we upload it. It goes to all 32 teams once it's reviewed. So pretty neat stuff.
It's like Hard Knocks.
Pretty much, man. Here's me with Jordan Mailata, as you can see here. His wife Nikki right here. Ashley. And then this is when I said there's Coach Paul Dunn right here. He's wearing the Eagles stuff. I come up to him and say, Coach, what are you an Eagles fan today? He goes, oh, you didn't hear? Jordan's coming in today. What? So yeah, I got a little fanboy for a minute, but I wasn't asking for anything. And they said,
No.
Rob, jump in this photo. I got a photo for you. And there's Big
Look,
B right
look at
here.
how
Big
big those
Byron
guys
Motto.
are. And
Mhm.
then there's you and like
Compared to me.
two other
I know.
people.
I'm a snack. So if anyone wants to know, I'm 5'7". I was 5'9". Unfortunately my back disease that I have going on in my spine is making me shrink a little bit. But hey, it is what it is, right? So I got to meet Jordan and Coach Paul Dunn right here, who's going to be a guest on our show. He's the one that taught this guy. So we're going to be making sure that Paul Dunn is
Show those names
getting the
again.
credit where
Give
he deserves.
everybody a chance so they could do their research before we have them on. Because with Wikipedia and all the great stuff like that, fans like myself, we could do our homework. So before they come on the show, read up and see. And so definitely post their names one more time. Oh, look at that.
There's me with the national championship.
And your biceps.
Yeah. I still got to get back in that. I lost a little
You
get back in shape. It's me without a hat on, guys.
Hey, he's got hair.
Look at that.
You got hair.
I do. That's a little bit.
You.
And what else we got going on over here? Some of my production stuff, nothing really too special. That's about it, guys. So I'm going to show you guys later down the line when we actually have when we end the show. I'm going to end the show with the YouTube video. So we'll make sure that we play it. It's about 3.5 minutes long. So I'm excited to show you guys.
Sweet.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what you do on a daily basis. Just
daily
a day in the life of Rob.
But, there's going to be, unfortunately, the contract is over. 10 weeks is up. So I'm a little sad. Obviously, the other reason why I got the ball. Like I said, I can't. I mean, I am emotional. I ain't gonna lie. It's very emotional for me. I'm just happy that James was, the guys said, "Come on back and hang out." So I'm just gonna go tomorrow, hang out, man. Just to, hang out with my friends, my family. These are, yes, they're in the football world. So are we, man. We're doing this as a profession. We want to be the best we can possibly be for you guys. You like our content? Please subscribe, like us, share everything, comment, please. Let us know what you want. Maybe we can make it happen for you. We'll be doing some giveaways in the future. We're looking for sponsorships that want to go along for this ride. Let's talk. We have so many ideas that we want to, do. So please hit us up. You want to hit me up personally? Hit me up on housejackcity@gmail.com. It's not that hard. Please, let's do it. But with that said as well, Roy, I think we just keep on going in reverse back to Chicago with the Caleb Williams stuff. Now there's possibility that you guys could get both in the first round. Is this possible? Have you been paying attention to Caleb Williams Pro Day?
Absolutely. And what I saw minus, all right, so I'm going to break it down to Caleb Williams, athlete on the field, and then we'll talk about his media skills and his personality and some of that other stuff, the character makeup. All right. What I saw on the field was the real deal. The guy's got an arm. He's got a cannon. He throws. He made the final throw of the day was 60 yards down the field and hit the receiver in stride. Mm-hmm. That's what we need in a quarterback here with the Chicago Bears. Someone that's going to come out and utilize DJ Moore, utilize all his weapons. Cole Kmet last year started coming into his own. We got the new receiver from the Chargers. So, and hopefully
Keenan
more
Allen.
Weapons. Yep, mm-hmm. Keenan Allen. Hopefully more weapons in the draft. But anyway, the quarterback has to be throw the ball. And Caleb said, I am a thrower. I'm going to throw the ball first. Running will be my last resort if I have to do it. Mm-hmm. And that he can do, because if you go on, you watch his highlights online, the guy can run. So there's no question about that. So right now, I know it's early, but he looks like he could be the guy that we need, that Justin Williams just wasn't, or Justin Fields wasn't. Mm-hmm. He'll run all day, but he can't make those throws. And after 3 years, can he continue? We don't know if his development's going to be there. This guy looks like he's got it. Okay. Mm-hmm. Now, will he fit into the locker room, his personality, all that other stuff? That's to be determined. But right now, you got to draft the best player that is available. He is that guy. There was controversy last year with the tackle that you guys got that the Bears made a trade with, because they felt that he had some personal off-field problems. And so
who doesn't, though?
Well, and that's the thing. I
mean, I'm not saying like extreme personal problems. I'm just saying who doesn't have personal problems.
When you use perception is reality and things of that nature. Look at Al Davis and the Raiders and just win, baby. He drafted all those guys. He's like, give them to me. And so you have to take the best player on the board. And I think that Bears are doing that right now. They are drafting the best quarterback on the board. He does have some of those things he does that could be Patrick Mahomes-esque, but he's got to be careful because in the pros, there's going to be a little bit of a learning curve. He's not going to just step in from day one. So I think the fans in Chicago and expectations have to be realistic, but the physicality of what I've seen, he's the real deal.
And I just want to say as well, this is the source you sent me is from NBC Sports Chicago, and we are not sponsored by anyone on here. So let's make that perfectly clear. We're just doing this. It's on the internet. We're showing you what's going on with the articles. I mean, you're here to read it. Make sure to check them out at NBC Sports Chicago for this article.
And then Brian Poles is basically doing his due diligence, right? He talks a little bit about, Justin Fields, doing right by him. He's talking about, what they're doing now with Caleb Williams and what the future is going to hold there. Yes, the Bears screwed up Justin Fields. Too many cooks in the kitchen. They didn't know what they were doing with him. They messed with his head. Now he's got to get his head right, like the rest of us in America that may have been screwed up in the past. So good luck to Justin. I hope he does well.
Exactly.
And the Steelers. But, in the meanwhile, we got to move on too. So we got to draft Caleb Williams. Hopefully Shane Waldron will be the right guy for him. Mm-hmm. And they could develop them the right way, and there'll be some stability that Brian Poles will be the GM, Matt Eberflus will stay coach, because the worst thing we could do is one and done on Caleb Williams and then fire Eberflus and then Waldron, and next thing you know, we got new coaches coming in, and it's Justin Fields part 2.
Yes.
And if you want to include Mitch Trubisky in that.
Yes. Mitch Trubisky part 2. Right. So, yes, we don't need
you got to do the Steelers way. Mike Tomlin's your coach. You stay with him no matter what, thick and thin, and let people develop and grow around them. And that was what Lovie Smith was, and we just pulled the plug on him too soon.
Mike Tomlin, Hall of Fame coach all the way.
You got to
love that guy.
Let the coach develop and learn and just keep them around. You got to stay with a coach. They turn them over too quick. Carolina's a perfect example of that. Mm-hmm. That owner is just, you're fired. You're fired. Fired. Keep firing people. You're not going to grow. You're not going to have stability.
Right. And that's
stick with somebody.
And I think, you know what? I think the Bears finally are going to say, okay, we can't fuck this up anymore. There's no way. We got all the weapons. We got the number 1 draft pick. We possibly get Marvin Harrison Jr. now, which could be in a mock. There's a couple mock drafts out there where they can still pull this off, man. And we'll talk about that on the next show. And I would love to talk to Coach Paul Dunn and what he thinks on who's going to be the biggest winner in this draft. So I'm honestly excited to hear what he would like to say about that.
Sure.
But with that said, we only got like 14 more minutes left because of studio time on your end. Yeah, I know the show's going by way too damn fast, isn't it? Yeah. Crazy. Already an hour and 2 minutes in. Once again, I want to say thank you, everybody, for tuning in every episode. We're on episode 4 right now. This is Roy Herman. I'm Rob Eggers. Follow us at HJC Media Group. We're under the House Jack City umbrella. So we have a lot more shows that are going to be coming up. If you like house music, I have 2 more episodes to go. Mixed Show Fridays. Episode 50 is going to be a special show. I will be announcing that soon. Episode 49 right now. Oh, yeah. Episode 49 is going to be the Festival Mix Part 3. So if you want to know the other 2, make sure you follow my SoundCloud at HJC Media Group. But with that said, Roy, let's get into some fucking wrestling, bro. Let's get into some fucking wrestling, bro. Like, dude, wrestling. I love Allstate Arena. I've been to numerous events in Allstate Arena. WWE Raw was just at Allstate Arena this past Monday night, and holy shit, literally was the end of an era. And I'm not talking about anyone's career. I'm talking about the PG era. Bye-bye, son of a bitch, because welcome back, the Attitude Era Part 2. Since we're talking about doses, this is the best Attitude Era that is already starting up, and it's only going to get better. I think The Rock personally had to go to Hollywood for a little bit, learn a little bit more, and now he's coming back as the final boss. Just what he did yesterday, just so cool. I'm glad he looks like a mafia boss. Like, yeah, you want a little bit more of this, man? You saw it, right? You saw everything that went on, all the Easter eggs with John Cena and Stone Cold Steve Austin on the outside on the trucks. you saw where everyone's wondering, what did The Rock say to Cody Rhodes in the ring? He probably said, just moved his mouth, and he just said, just act surprised. So,
So
I mean,
everybody thinks he said
controlled,
something,
man.
and he just
Remember, the Rock's family and the Rhodes family, they all grew up together. Okay. They're very close. So the storytelling is going to be absolutely phenomenal. So the chemistry that they have, this is going to sink you in like you're watching a movie.
Mama Rhodes.
And what did The Rock do last night to solidify that the PG era is done? He said, "This is what happens when you fuck with The Rock." Ooh, dude, I have some footage. I wish I called my friends up. I wish my
Less than a year
friends,
away.
they have
That's
so
it.
much footage. I should have asked them to send it to me.
Less than a year away. So they're getting
Just
you
so we
ready.
can show it. Getting it ready. And I tell you what, what is Fox or USA going to do? Fox is probably nervous. And some of the comments that I was reading on some of these outlets that I watch, the only outlet I really like is WrestleMania. So follow them. Another cheap plug for them. They're great. I watch all their stuff. They break things down perfectly, and I just like their their journalism per se on it. So WrestleMania, check them out. But anyways, I I just feel that the WWE right now is trolling the shit out of all the marks out there. And it's funny because all the comments that I've been reading is that they're saying that Raw is going to be more of the TV 14 show and SmackDown is going to be the PG show. No, it's not. You can't do that. You pick one. It's either TV 14 and mature, whatever you want to call it, or zero. You can't go from, fuck this, fuck that to I'm going to say frick on Fridays. You can't do that. Like, it's just, you can't take the same character that's going to be coming out like Roman Reigns.
I'm going to kick your butt.
I'm going to kick your butt. No, man, it doesn't work that way.
Oh, fudge.
Oh, fudgicle pops and tummy sticks. I don't know. You can't do that. It's not going to work. So a lot of things are changing though. That was probably one of the best Raws in a decade. That's coming from another source out there. One of the best. Well, of course it is. It was done in Chicago, baby. Allstate Arena, one of the best acoustics in the nation when it comes to an arena.
99, you were there. It's one of those dates you put in a calendar, and yesterday's date will be, or Monday's date will be that date. But August 9th, 1999, what happened? You were there.
When Chris Jericho came out with the Y2J, what a great entry when he interrupted The Rock.
Always in Chicago.
Phenomenal. One of the biggest pops I've ever heard. Other than when I went to an AEW event and I was there for All Out. And that's when Bryan Danielson, Ruby Soho, and who the fuck else came out there? Oh, and Adam Cole came out. And that's when Adam Cole, they know what's all about it. Right, one of the best intro music songs. And then boom, down. It just got me going, right? So I almost lost it. Like we were literally at the edge on the top, but we were right by the stage. So I saw all the wrestlers coming in from the back entry. So they were putting like the surprise peeps. They were putting like hoodies over them until they got into like the gorilla position. So if anyone doesn't know what the gorilla position is, it's in between the backstage and the front of the stage, and it's where the production staff is at to where they get everything and all the cues and the final, script reading and all that stuff that needs to go on. So they always make sure that they keep that as secret as possible. My buddy Fernando, shout out to you, my friend. He's when I went to Illinois Center for Broadcasting, he's one of my teammates there, and he's a funny mother effer. He was there yesterday with his son, and he was in the corridor where Cody Rhodes and The Rock were at, and he has a video of them setting it up.
Wow.
But I can't get it from him, unfortunately. And maybe I can show it next week.
And how cool the Chicago Wolves are in the background
Yeah.
for the AHL hockey, because that's where they play. So I'm sure they're all loving it. They're like, yeah, we're getting.
Oh yeah, man, it's phenomenal. So I was just, it's just so cool to been a part of history throughout my whole life. So even though
you grew up in that arena, bro,
grew up in that arena, United Center, Allstate Arena, probably two of the best. And I'm being a little biased because Chicago, but go Cubs, by the way. But they're the two best acoustic arenas, Roy. You're at United Center quite a bit, so you know what I'm talking about for the Bulls 50-50.
Nothing like the old Chicago Stadium, but
Mhm.
it is,
For the
second
time we
best,
have now,
right?
yeah,
For
what
the
we
time
got
we have
going on
now.
now.
The
Yeah.
the old stadium. But yes, phenomenal. For
So with
live entertainment.
WrestleMania 40 coming up in Philadelphia at the Lincoln Financial Field, it's going to be extraordinary, phenomenal. I think it's probably going to be one of the best WrestleManias of all time. Bro, you remember when we used to have WrestleMania parties with our buddy Bobby and all them? Shout out to Bobby. Old
Absolutely.
school.
Shout out to Bob Arndt.
Shout out to Bob.
Brewster's Chicken
So,
was the best. Still stays.
oh yeah,
We had a remote
absolutely.
there one
Still
time.
the best chicken
Good
of all
times.
time. So, shout out to Bobby and the fam
But
over
yeah,
there.
we had all those parties there, man. We
And
watched
it was
all
just
those.
phenomenal. I think I never missed a WrestleMania, even though I would never back in the Ruthless Aggression, which was
Yeah.
okay, and then it started getting to that PG level where it started fading off. The wrestling was
Yeah.
corny, the promos were corny, the reenactments backstage were corny. But let me tell you who's not corny and still has it: R-Truth. Okay, so R-Truth and the Miz right now has teamed back up, and they're going to be going after the Judgment Day at WrestleMania. And just the way how R-Truth makes himself look so stupid is just his character and everything. He's a phenomenal person. He is one person I would like to meet. So R-Truth, if you actually fall upon this podcast, we'd love to have you on a future show. Just talk to you, man. Give us some laughs. Give us some people out
Absolutely.
there that need some laughs. So
He's been
R-Truth,
around,
if
man.
you're listening, brother, come on our
He
show.
debuted
We'd like to
his
go backstage with you.
quick, if you remember that in the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
My favorite WrestleMania, and share your moment, but mine was the Edge and Christian and the Hardy Boys ladder match.
Oh,
I think
ladder
it was
match.
at WrestleMania 17, I believe. Was it 17? I think it was
17 or 18.
Yeah, that was at Bobby's house. That was probably
It wasn't
my
17.
favorite.
17 is probably the best WrestleMania too, because wasn't that The Rock and Stone Cold? That was the
that was
Rock's.
my favorite.
Sorry, Stone
That was
Cold's
my
last.
favorite.
Is that Stone Cold's last match? WrestleMania 17.
That was my favorite with the
Yeah.
Edge and the Hardy
WrestleMania
Boys
20 was good too.
and Edge and Christian. That was just through the roof, man. That was just like they put on that ladder match with those two. Oh my God,
Probably one of the best. Probably one of the best in history. That match for that caliber of match. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when it comes to that, I think WrestleMania 40 is just going to be maybe our favorite. I don't know. I think that Stone Cold's going to come back. I think all the superstars are coming back for 40. Man, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you want to be a part of WrestleMania 40?
Well, especially now,
right?
It's about to turn, and if you don't show up there, you're going to be a part of. This is where it's going to turn to the new era, right? Back, and everybody's going to want to be a part of that and say that they were either watching it or there or in it.
Right.
And if you're not, then you better check your pulse because you're not live.
Exactly. Well, I'm going to share this screen real quick because we're coming to the end. But do you have any final thoughts? Do you have any final thoughts?
That went too quick. My final thoughts are that too quick. I want more time to talk. It was a great show, man.
And you know what? For all the ones, hey, I want to thank all our 32 subscribers right now. It's not about the quantity of what we have right now. It's about the quality of people. Like we've been getting some really good feedback from you guys.
32. That went up.
And if you're forgetting to hit that like and subscribe button, please do.
I had to take my friend. I'm gonna give him a shout out because he's cool. That Matt Malozzi, he's my concert going buddy. We go around, we see all kinds of local cover bands because we support them. But I met up with him the other day and I was like, dude, you know about the show, and he goes, yeah, what do I do? I said, let me see your phone. So I hit subscribe for him. I'm like, done. So I think there's a lot of folks that just continue to share word of mouth. Neighbor of mine who's just moving today to Texas, her name is Tracy, but she was putting the word out there. Thank you for
Tracy.
doing that. And please spread the word if you spread the word.
And here too, for people that are seeing my mouse cursor, make sure to watch Backstage with Roy Herman, where he interviewed Isaiah Hudson from Hidden Treasures. A great interview, great job with that, Roy. So make sure you check that out. Go see those guys in Lombard, Illinois. They have a awesome collection of Pokemon stuff. So if you're a Pokemon collector,
they got it.
You need to go. Go get it.
They got it.
Go get it.
Go get it.
So with that said, too, Roy, we're gonna have to call it quits. But when we're gonna end it like this. So let's pop this bad boy up. time we'll see you in episode 5. We'll see y'all later.
Loud and proud. IPP on 3. 1, 2, 3. IPP!